Welcome to another video, and in today's one we're checking out the GWM P-Series Limited. So not your standard P-Series, but this is the hardcore off-road adventure ready P-Series that comes standard with a whole bunch of optional extra 4x4 goodies, which I'll get to. But to start off with, let's just talk P-Series in general and what the P-Series Limited has in common with the generic P-Series. Well, we'll look at top spec for Limited. So to start off with, it's got a 2-liter 4-cylinder turbo diesel engine that puts out 120 kilowatts and 400 newton meters of torque. Now, people always gave it a bit of stick because they thought that's not enough to carry this sort of weight. And yes, this is a very heavy car, but if you look at what's in the category, like the 2-liter Ford Ranger, the 1.9-liter Isuzu, as well as the Peugeot Landtrek, and you know, those sort of Bakkies of the like, their power figures are actually very similar, as well as their performance. So I'll put all of that on screen for you to have a look at now and compare. But to actually drive it, it feels absolutely fine. You can definitely live with this sort of power. Yes, you can always have more power, and more power is better, but to get into a P-Series or a Bakkie of the like with 400 newton meters of torque and 120 kilowatts, I think that's fine. But when it comes to the suspension, it's pretty firm. Yeah, you feel that through your back, you feel everywhere. It's not forgiving. And another one, ooh. But hey, it's been built to be sturdy off-road, so if that's what you're buying it for, then I think you got to suck it up on the day-to-day. Oh, another speed bump. And another one. Yeah. But as standard, you also get all of the fancy safety tech, like the lane centering, the lane departure warning, the lane keep assist, the rear cross traffic alert. All of those fancy autonomous driving features, they're pretty handy. And yes, they do get in the way sometimes, but if they do bug you, you can simply just turn them off in the settings. You've also got the adaptive cruise control that'll keep you at a speed and a distance from the cars in front of you, and you can also see that while you're driving, and you can adjust that distance too. You've also got the digital screen in the center here for infotainment and all your settings. But what else is cool, which is something I've always loved about the GWM and Haval products, is they've got this 360-degree camera that is so clear and so sharp. It's almost like looking outside of the window, that what you see here is what you see there. There's no fuzziness, there's no weird screens or like weird resolutions. It's super clear, and you've got a full 360 camera, so you're seeing the front, the back, the sides, and you can see all of that at any moment, and you can select all the cameras too. It's very fancy and it's very handy. Talking about the screens, you've also got a center screen here for the driver. There's not a lot you can do with it. I mean, you've got 3 different types of theme settings you can choose from. You can also check the general stuff in the car, like your trip meter, your tire pressure monitoring, and other sorts of those sort of settings, and look at your media. But it's not very fancy. It gets the job done, and it's nice to have something digital here in today's day and age. You've also got all the driver settings that you need to go off-road. You've got the choice from 4 low, 4 high, 2 high, all of the different driver settings too. So you can choose here between the sand mode, snow mode, as well as mud mode. So there's a whole bunch of things you can use here. It changes the setup of the car, and it'll beep at you all the time, so I'll go back to normal. But it just selects the best settings, the best traction, and everything like that to conquer any of those different situations that you might find yourself in. What's still missing from the passenger version of the P-Series is the sunroof. You don't get it, and it's not an option, but you are able to get one in the more, I would say, commercial version of it. Through the infotainment, you can also access Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. It is wired, it's not wireless, which is a little bit sucky, but it is what it is. But something I would have liked him to change in here is the actual speaker system, or the multimedia. Yes, it's good, but I think it lacks the depth and the bass that you're looking for in a setup like this in a car. It's good, but if there was something I'd change, it would be that. And to operate the screen in front of you, you do that through the controls on the steering wheel. Now that's one of the other bugbears of this car for me, is that you can't just simply do that. While you're driving, you have to hold in the OK button for like 3 to 4 seconds, and then it only allows you to do something through that screen. Yes, I understand they do that for safety and to avoid you from having to play around with this while you're driving, but that's something we're so used to doing. We can almost do that with our eyes closed because we'll get so used to operating this and getting to where we need to that it will be done so quickly. But regardless, you do that through the steering wheel, but looking at things through this, I can see the fuel consumption, and I'm currently averaging 11.4. I'll put on the screen here what GWM claim on the P-Series, but I don't think it's close to it. Okay, now the whole reason why you're looking at this video, it's to see what makes the P-Series Limited different and why it stands out. Well, mostly it's on the outside of the car, but I'll start off on the inside and then we'll go check that out. And to start off with, we'll look at these two buttons down here. The first one is the off-road cruise control, which is pretty self-explanatory. You can set the cruise of this car at a very low speed off-road. So if you are just simply cruising or anything like that, you can do that down here. The normal cruise control won't allow you to operate it at those low speeds. The second button down here is your trail turn assist, and that adapts and changes things in the car to allow you to change or reduce your turning circle by 3 meters, which makes this car a little bit more dynamic and agile while you're off-road. That's pretty cool. But let's go check out the outside and see why it looks so rad. Okay, now we're on the outside of the P-Series, and this is where it really stands out. And as you can see, yeah, this looks adventure ready as anything I've seen before. And that's thanks to all of the additional stuff and accessories that it's got here. Starting off with the snorkel. So this is going to allow you to get a lot more fresh air while you're driving on dirt roads, as well as give you some extra depth while going through water while wading through things like that. You're able to go a little bit deeper and not suck in water through there and kill the car. You've also got these thick black plastic claddings around the wheel arches. This allows you to protect the car and the paint from getting scratched off road and things like that, but also gives you a bigger wheel arch to fit the bigger wheels. And here you've got knobbly all-terrain Cooper tires. They're 265/65, so they're quite big, but these are also 18-inch wheels. So the P-Series gets 18-inch wheels as standard, but here you've got them in black, but you've also got sporty red brake calipers because red will help you go off-road better. I don't know. Okay, now let's have a look at all of the additional metal that's been added to this car for extra durability and protection. Starting off with these side steps. Side steps are not standard on the P-Series, but here on the Limited they are, and they're metal. You've also got these black sport roof rails on top here, which again, metal. But working our way down the side here, you've got the sports bar at the back here too, to also help protect you from anything you've got inside here, and also to attach additional accessories if you've got them. They've also replaced the bumpers in the front and the back with these steel ones. They've also got a built-in step to help you get in, but this is a P-Series. You don't need this step to get in because they give you one in the tailgate. But firstly, it's dampened. But here, there's a step you need to get up. Now that's super handy, and it closes just as easy. But let's go check out the front. Here at the front of the P-Series, you'll find a much bigger black grille that almost takes up the whole front of the car, which again is different to the standard P-Series. It makes it a bit more aggressive and just look like it's adventure ready. And as mentioned, the bumpers have been replaced with steel ones. So up in the front here, you've got a steel bumper, but it doesn't just end there. They've also thrown in a winch that can pull up to 4.2 tons to help you get out of any sticky situation or help other people get out of them. Why would you be in a sticky situation if you've got this Limited? I don't know. Something else that's pretty cool to note about the P-Series is that I can open this bonnet with one hand. Check this out. Check that, some guide struts. And apparently on this Limited version, you also have a 12-volt power supply somewhere, not the battery, but somewhere else for you to connect your accessories or anything else you might need. And no, I didn't forget to show you the interior. This is the P-Series. It's one of its standout features. So let's check it out. It's one of the most luxurious, plush, and technology-focused interiors that a Bakkie has seen in South Africa. Well, up until recently of some other new launches. But this still stands out because it was one of the first to show this and to really shake things up in the segment. You've got soft touch materials all over. You've got great build quality. This doesn't squeak or rattle. You've also got a lot of space and a lot of storage. You've got a big cubby hole. You've got space in the door here for anything you might need, for big drinks as well. But the standout thing in this car is the material that they've used, specifically in the doors and the seats. Now, it's not full leather, but you've got quilted material. It's all about the details. So here also the quilted detail continues. You've also got this bronze piping here, which just adds to it being a little bit more premium. But no, this isn't full leather. It's actually a leather synthetic. But it doesn't have to be leather because you're still getting the same benefits and feel out of this, and it's cheaper. In the center, you've got your armrest that lifts up. You've got this cubby that slides forward and back to give you access to things. You've got a drinks holder here. You've got a smaller one for energy drinks. You've also got wireless charging. You've got 2 USBs. You've got separated climate control, which is great. You've also got shortcut buttons here to your fancy driving systems, as well as your 360-degree camera and access to your different diffs. And in the back, you'll be very surprised with how much space you have. Modern day double cabs don't have a lot of room in the back for the passengers because this space is often most limited. But that's in my driving position. I'm pretty tall and I've got heaps of room here in front of my knees. That's very surprising. And if I push my feet forward, I can actually get a really comfortable driving position that I can do a long journey in the back here. You've also got a center armrest, no cup holders, but you do have 2 slots in the door here if you do have a drink. Looking down in the center, you've got a 220-volt socket, so if you want to charge your phone, your laptop, or anything like that, you can do. And you only have 1 USB, which I guess is better than nothing. But the practicality continues because if you look here, you can lift up the seats and you've got more space for storage too. So you can put things under the seat here if you want to hide them while you're going to the shops. But if you lift these up, they click away and you've got this huge cavity inside here for your storage, your bags, anything you might need. So you've got the bit at the back and you've got the space inside here. That's usable. Okay, and now it's time for the verdict, the GDR test. Should you get the car, should you drive the car, or should you remove this car from the list of cars that you're looking at? And based on pure value for money, what you're getting, the capabilities, the look, this is a simple go and get it. I don't think you'll regret your decision. You're getting a Bakkie that looks good, it's got a lot of space, it's capable, and it just stands out from all the other Bakkies, and you've got so much added value and spec inside this Bakkie that you're not getting in others. And if you are looking at getting yourself a P-Series, then please go check it out on changecars.co.za. They sell new and used cars and they're approved by automotive manufacturers as well as Discovery Insure. They also vet every single dealer that's on their website selling cars, so you know that the car you buy is going to be of great quality. So thanks for watching another Greg Dennis review. I hope you enjoyed this P-Series limited review. If you did, then please will you drop a like below, and if you aren't subscribed, then please subscribe. I do videos like this and other automotive related content. You don't want to miss it, and until then, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.